You are once again welcome to Evangelist Imakalu TV, Treasurer of Excellent Knowledge. This is part 2 of Problems of Materialism. And this part 2 is still about Ned Nwoko and Regina Daniels. So I want to talk on the relevance and the loss of relevance this marriage had cost Regina Daniels. Many times people begin what they cannot finish. And people only, in most cases, people focus on the benefits they will get for doing anything without thinking deep to consider the losses. So, and that kind of issue had just happened to Regina Daniels. Regina Daniels focused more on the benefits of her getting married to Ned Nwoko without her counting the losses. Many losses have been involved in that marriage against Regina Daniels, but I want to focus on the loss of relevance. The loss of relevance. Before I come back to Regina Daniels, let me mention people like Judy Austin, the one who was or is an actress. I don't know whether she is still an actress now, but I know certainly that she was an actress. She left her marriage with Mr. Obase to come to be forcing herself to become a second wife to Yul Edochie. It is about pursuing fame, popularity, connection, riches that made her to take that step, thinking that that step will boost her relevance with all of the dramas herself and Yul Edochie had been acting to make people believe that the marriage is really boosting their relevance. All of them become non-effective. With time, people are beginning to realize that that marriage is not really what Yul Edochie and Judy Austin had presented it to be in the sight of the public. Rather than boosting the relevance of Judy Austin, her relevance is declining. Her relevance is declining as a result of that marriage. And that declination of relevance is also affecting Yul Edochie. Materialism. And this is about Ned Nwoko marrying Regina Daniels. Another person I will make mention of is Blessing CEO. I'm just being realistic. I don't make my videos with sentiment. This channel is made for realities of life. Blessing CEO was more relevant before she got married. Even though she is on wealth, she is connected, but she had marred her reputation, she had marred her credibility, the level of respect, regard, and the loyalty people had for Blessing CEO before she got married had declined after she had gotten married. That does not mean that getting married is a bad thing. There is nothing wrong in getting married. But the wrong thing is, how does the person get married and why? What motivated the person? Because of all of the flaws which motivate those marriages, they traded, Blessing CEO traded her high reputation, her high dignity, her high prestige, her high credibility, and the high respect and the regard most people had for her. She traded it. She bartered it for lustful connection, for lustful popularity, and for self-aggrandizement. I would tell you that if these people would have settled down to reason with me, to reason with people like me, if they had sought advice from someone like me, they would not have entered into that marriage. And they will also live a fulfilled life without entering into that marriage. Blessing CEO was more respected when she was not married to the man she is married today than now. It is not because she married the man, but it is because of what prompted the marriage. It is material that made her to cross boundaries, to break rules of engagement. So those, most people who were seeing her as their role model began to even realize that they had stronger dignity, reputation, and self-respect than Blessing CEO herself. The Bible says that a good name is better than precious silver and money of any kind. Many people do not know the value of dignity, prestige, integrity, and honesty. They don't know the value. But because of money, because of connection, because of whatever, they despise all of the said to go for money. Getting back to Regina Daniels was more reputable prior to her marriage to Ned Nwoko. Even as soon as people heard that Regina Daniels was about to marry Ned Nwoko, her reputation began to decline because many people were disappointed to see a person of Regina Daniels. If another 19 years old girl who was not popular or who is not popular got married to Ned Nwoko, people may not even have their time. Whether the person is rich or not, people may not even have their time. It will be as if nothing had happened. But why are people talking about the issue of Regina Daniels marrying Ned Nwoko? It is because of the reputation Regina Daniels had built before that marriage. Because of the level of credibility she had built before that marriage. I can assure you that there were people of Ned Nwoko's age mates, people of her age, of his age, men and women who respected Regina Daniels before she got married to Ned Nwoko. And as it is today, such people can no longer respect her. Many people who are supposed to be her father and her mother by age, or even her grandmother, some people who are up to 60 years of age as women are grandmother to Regina Daniel. There are women who are up to 60 years whose daughters have been up to 30 years and have had children. So there are women who are up to 60 years, even who began to give birth when they were 16, 17, 18, who have given birth to some women of 40 years who also have grown-up children. So Regina Daniel had more reputation, more credibility, more dignity, more prestige on her own, but she wanted to increase all of these things to get married to Ned Walker. So everything began to appear as if it is what it really is. It is not how far, it is how well. All those flashy cars, all this cruising, traveling outside of Nigeria to cruise and come back, it was raining as a den. But the result of today in that marriage had stained all of those credibility, all of those reputation, all of those dignity. Many people can never respect Regina Daniel anymore, no matter what will happen next, because the credibility is declining, the reputation has declined, the connection is declining. Regina Daniel had become a public figure on her own. She was a public figure on her own outside of that marriage. And she could also increase her popularity, her richness without that marriage, and get married to the right person of her choice. But greediness, why I say greediness, is because she is not willing to pay the dear price of marrying a man of that caliber, which is Ned Walker. So the declination, the loss of her reputation, her credibility, the declination of all of this is part and parcel of the problem she is suffering in that marriage as a result of her materialism in that marriage. Ned Walker is also partaking in the loss of reputation because a lot of his co-politicians will never respect him as usual. Many people will never be respecting him as usual because Regina Daniel is dragging him to the mud publicly. Materialism. Ned Walker loves pretty young women, but without being cautious. His polygamy blinded him to realize that Regina Daniel never loved him in the first place, but she was only coming for his money. Even though she is a guy man who may know this, he may even decide on his own that if the money is what she wants, there's no problem. Let her be enjoying it. But what is causing the problem today is that though the money is available, Regina Daniel is no longer interested to continue having sexual affair with him anymore. That is where the problem lies. How long will that condition remain with them? Should Regina Daniel leave the marriage, or will she continue in that marriage out of frustration because it is against her will. Her will was hidden, but now it is obvious. Everybody can now see it. So it is problems of materialism, loss of relevance by all of these people. Many who are so materialistic are yet to suffer the loss of relevance, credibility. Ordinary people may do it and nobody will care, but these public figures like Regina Daniels, Blessing CEO, Judy Austin, and many people like that, when they do the same thing, they will say, how, a whole you. We are talking about them because of the caliber of people they are, where they have reached, and how are the mighty falling. So always remember to buy my books for extensive education on realities of life. I remain your serviceable servant, Evangelist Nima Kalo. Don't forget, I am into human capital development. So, and these are what I'm advertising. Part of it, all of my books is all about, they are all about realities of life, human capital development, making people to be wise and to become something valuable, profitable, and marketable. Until I come your way once again, I say remain blessed.